Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope everyone is doing well. So as you know by the title, we are doing a clean makeup look, which has gone viral all over TikTok. Everyone on YouTube is doing it. So hey, I wanted to basically show you my version of the clean makeup look. I know that my hair is a mess. Ignore all the baby hairs. I just threw it in a ponytail. I am not a professional hairdresser. I just wanted to go with the aesthetic. So the clean look technically calls for your hair being pulled back. I don't think this is really necessary, but sure, it adds to the aesthetic of it. It's just a fancy way of saying no makeup look. You can definitely go a little bit heavier on the foundation. I just like to keep my foundation as natural as possible, which is why you're still able to see through my skin, and you can tweak it whichever way you want to tweak it, which is like the best thing about this type of makeup. I also find that this type of makeup is very flattering for work, for office, for school. Like, it's just so minimal, so easy to do. Without further ado, we're going to jump right into the tutorial. Timestamps as usual will be in the box below, along with all the product info. So yeah, let's just get started. I promise you guys I wasn't crying. My eyes are just really watery. It's from the contact lenses, so just ignore that. The most important thing before starting makeup is skin prep. So I've already gone ahead and moisturized my skin with my regular moisturizer. After I moisturize my face, I always like to go in with some sort of a primer, depending upon what I feel like that day, whether it's hydrating or mattifying, just really depends upon what my skin is doing on that day. Today I'm going in with a hydrating primer. I'm going to give you guys multiple options because I feel with Drugstore you do have that flexibility in that choice. So I'm going to give you these two options here. This is the Milani Skin Quench Hydrating Primer and also the Pixie Hydrating Mist as well. But today I'm going to go in with the Milani Skin Quench. This is infused with hyaluronic acid and coconut water. Don't forget to bring this all the way down your neck, just like you would your skincare. I've got a couple of options for the base as well. There is the L'Oreal True Match Hyaluronic Tinted Serum, which is a fan favorite. And there's also the Milani Glow Skin Tint with squalene. So these are both great as well. This one is a little bit more hydrating than this one. So again, depending upon your skin type, your preference, and all that, just pick one that is best suited towards you. I'm going to go in with the Milani one today. I'm in the shade 210. This is such a thin formula that I actually just like to apply it with my fingers. You can go in with any brush or sponge of your choice. So this has evened out my skin tone, but because I have a little bit more breakout here, I'm going to be going in with some concealer. For the concealer, I'm going to be going in with the NYX Bear With Me concealer, but you can use any concealer. The Maybelline Fit Me is great. Milani Concealer and Perfect is also another one that's really good. For the concealer, I'm going to put a little dot in the back of my hand and then just pick it up with a brush and then just go over the spots that I need a little bit more coverage. I'm going to let this sit for a little bit while I go in and conceal my under eyes. I also like to take this into this crevice right here just to brighten this area up, and I'm just going to tap this out to get rid of any streakiness. And I'm going to use the warmth of my finger to basically tap out the areas where we concealed on the face. So for setting powders, you can use something that's a compact like this. This is like an e.l.f. blotting powder. This is very light coverage, not really going to deposit any color, but this is just going to take away the oil from any areas that's too oily. The other option is a loose powder. This is from e.l.f. This is the Halo Glow powder. You can also use the regular powder that they have, or you could also even use the Maybelline Fit Me powder. So you have a couple of options here. I'm going to go in with this one from e.l.f. I'm just going to strategically use my sponge. This is also from e.l.f. And I am going to tap underneath the eyes right here, where I tend to get a lot of creasing. And I also press the powder in around my mouth area, just where my laugh lines are, because this is where I tend to get creasing throughout the day. I'm going to highlight my face next, and I know I'm doing this backwards, but I kind of like the idea of highlighter peeping through my blush and bronzer as opposed to sitting on top, especially with a clean makeup look that we're trying to go for. We want to be looking glowy from within rather than highlighter sitting on top. So when it comes to highlighters, I actually really like this one from Revlon, the Skin Lights highlighter in Daybreak Glimmer. Milani also does one, Maybelline does one, e.l.f. does one. There's so many different highlighters out there in the drugstore, and they're all equally as great. But I'm going to use this one, and I'm just going to pop this only on the high points of my cheek because I want this to be a very strategic placement. See, this is giving me a really soft highlight. You can build this up if you want to, but I'm okay with this. I have a few good options when it comes to bronzers. I think bronzers is another thing that Drugstore does really, really well. This is the Revlon Skin Lights bronzer in Sunkissed Beam, and this one is from e.l.f. It's their primer infused bronzer in the shade Forever Sunkissed, okay? Both of them are wonderful. They're very thin formula. This one has a slight shimmer to it, you can see, but it's not visible on the skin, but it's also very, very thin. And this is completely matte. Physicians Formula bronzer as well. The coconut scented one, the butter bronzer. Yeah, that's the one. The butter bronzer is also another great drugstore option. I will be using the Revlon one today. And lately I've just been using this tapping motion because I don't like to disturb the products underneath. I also like to take a little bit down the sides of my nose. I'm not contouring my nose, I'm just giving this area a little bit of warmth because that's where you would naturally have the sun hitting as well. All right, so onto the blush. I think blushes are another thing that drugstore does really well. I think highlighters, blushes, and bronzers are three main things that the drugstore just nails these days. There's so many different options at so many different price points, and there's so many different shades that you are bound to find something. I have these two options for you. There's tons more, but I don't want to overwhelm you guys. This one is the e.l.f. Primer Infused Blush in Always Cheeky, and this one is the Milani Baked Blush in Petal Primavera. There's also the Milani Rose blushes that is shaped like that has like a embossing like a rose. Those are great too. ColourPop has amazing blushes. There's just, gosh, Maybelline has some, like, there's just so many, so many. I'm going to go in with this one from e.l.f. though, because it's the most natural of the two. And it also has more of a peachy undertone. This is very soft and gentle. This one is more matte. Milani is a little bit more luminous. So I'm pretty happy with the base right now. If I wanted to add a little bit more blush later, we'll see, but I'm just going to set this. I'm using this one from Maybelline. It's called the Maybelline Glass Spray. This is kind of like a dupe for the Tatcha dewy mist. This is really, really dewy, but I do know that this doesn't suit everybody. Some people have reported breakouts. I'm okay. This doesn't tend to break me out. And you guys can see it's just instantly given my skin more life. All right, guys, so one other downfall I need to mention about setting sprays like this that are dewy: cover your hair because they are dewy and it's going to get greasy real quick, like mine did right now. I'm going to zoom you guys in. We're going to focus on the eyes and the brows. I'm going to start off with the brows here. I never do my brows on camera for you guys because I find it so boring. I'm taking this one from e.l.f. It's the e.l.f. Instant Brow Lift Pencil. This is what I use daily. And I'm just going to go in, keep it simple, follow the natural lines of my brow lines shape and just draw in my brows. I don't focus on changing my brow. Whoops. But I will say that my brows are not sisters, they're not twins, they're not cousins, they're like from two different families because this one is a lot flatter, this one is a lot arched. And then I'm quickly going to set with the Essence Brow Mascara. These have like fibers in them, so it kind of fluffs up my brows. So when it comes to brows, technically I only have one option, which is this pencil, but I do have two brow gels here that I use interchangeably. So one is this one from Essence that I just used, the other one is the e.l.f. Wow Brow. So for my eye primer, I'm going to be using the Milani eyeshadow primer. I also do not have a dupe, another drugstore dupe for this, because this is simply the best. It works on oily eyelids. I don't use anything other than this when it comes to applying eyeshadow, so this is literally what I use if I'm in a hurry. Pretty much my everyday go-to. I just apply a nice thin layer like this and I let it get tacky. Usually I would do this as the first step, but I just forgot today. So the clean eye is very, very simple with minimal eyeshadow, and the best way I like to do this to make it all cohesive is go in with the same bronzer that I use. So I'm picking up the Revlon eyeshadow, tapping it out, and I'm just going to be deepening up my crease. You guys can by all means use an eyeshadow, which is a similar tone to this if you want, but I just find that this is the quickest way to achieve that sculpted eye look and a very natural eye look at the same time. And it's a little bit more monochromatic. I've seen many videos where the YouTubers or TikTokers are doing elaborate wings and eyelashes, and you know, if that's what you want to do, that's great, but I mean, I kind of feel like that defeats the purpose of a clean eye look. Clean makeup technically is a revamped name for a no makeup look in a way. Your eyes, lips, face, everything is supposed to be a little bit more balanced. In a clean makeup look, nothing should be competing with each other, in my opinion at least. I'm going to go in with a liner, a brown liner. This is from Pixie. This is the Endless Silky Eye Pencil in the shade Black Cocoa. And I'm going to apply this on the outer portion, just here. And then quickly take a pencil brush and smudge it out. I'm going to create a very small baby wing. One thing I will say with this eye pencil from Pixie is that it is extremely creamy, but it also sets down pretty fast. So you guys can, you guys have to work a little bit faster. I'm just going to flick out a wing, just like that, and then quickly go in and smudge this out. So this flick right here is really, really tiny. It's so subtle, but it's just lifting the eyes ever so slightly. And a great dupe for this one, which is my holy grail, is the NYX retractable eye pencil in the shade brown. I pretty much wear this 99% of the time. So next we're going to move on with lashes. I'm going to be curling my eyelashes and applying this mascara by L'Oreal. This is the Telescopic mascara in waterproof. Of course, you can also use the Sky High mascara. That's a great one too, but I really like this one because it actually separates, fans, and lengthens. And I always like waterproof because my eyes are stubby and short and they just go flat. With mascara, without mascara, you can see a difference immediately. I'm not going to be applying any mascara to the bottom lash line. Again, I want to keep it nice and soft. If you guys want this to be even softer, I would suggest going in with a brown mascara instead of a black mascara. But since I'm not applying any mascara to the bottom lashes, I'm going a little bit heavier, or darker in this case, with the top lashes. Now onto the lips. We're almost done, guys. I'm going to be using this lip liner from CoverGirl. This is the CoverGirl Lip Perfection lip liner in Smoky Intense, and it is my favorite lip liner from the drugstore. Like, the color is perfect. I just kind of like to tap and blot the edges because we don't want this to be too perfect. And then I'm going in with a Maybelline Lifter Gloss in Stone. I did a swatch video on TikTok with these. If you guys are not following me on TikTok, please do. I'll leave my handle down below, but these are just incredible. Just going to intensify the blush a little bit. I think I need just a little bit more. Okay, here we are. I pulled back my hair. I tried to do the best I can, but hey, I never claimed to be like a professional hairdresser. Just roll with it here. I definitely want to hear your thoughts about this makeup look, so leave me a comment down below, hit the like button. This channel is definitely growing slowly but steadily, and this can't be done without your support. So again, thank you so very much. I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.